Now, the Federal Executive Council sat for about 30 minutes, within which they deliberated on 2 bills that will be used to check the abuse of private sector, of the organized private sector, following the reforms that are taking place in the country's economy. Now, the bills are the Federal Competition and Protection Bill and the Nigerian Postal Commission Bills, all sponsored by President Goodluck Jonathan. Briefing State House correspondents after what appears to be the shortest sitting of the council meeting, the Minister of Information, Mr. Labaran Maku, explained that the committee headed by the Vice President has been set up to distill the 2 bills before their transmission to the National Assembly.
It has become very, very clear that unless we undertake serious policy legal framework to ensure competition in the economy, what will happen is that the previous monopoly exercised by government companies or parastatals in the key sectors of the economy will be simply repeated by private sector monopoly, as people who buy these companies may block further development of the sector unless you have in place a legal framework that regulates competition in the economy. In the Nigerian economy so far, we do not have any specific agency that deals with the issue of abuse of trade practices, with the issue of antitrust and monopolies, which in every open economy must exist if competition within the economy is to warranty further development. We looked at the bill and we saw, that really there is a big gap, without bringing this about, creating a legal framework to contain anti-trade practices and to achieve competition in all sectors of the economy. It will first of all harm further economic growth, and it will undermine the intention of the regulation, which open those sectors to competition by the private sector. So we look at the bill and we discussed it, and we agreed that there is a need for the bill to be further discussed at the committee level. So the committee chaired by the Vice President and bringing together ministers, in the sectors that this bill has touched on, will further discuss and look at the legal framework, look at the objectives and the structure of the implementation, and ensure that it is brought back to Council for final deliberations. Once we approve the final copy, we will then take it to the National Assembly for passage into law.